Good day, Father Matt Williams here in my parked car. I hope you're well. Today is Holy Thursday. It is Founders Day in the priesthood because it was on Holy Thursday that Jesus instituted the sacrament of the Eucharist and of the Holy Priesthood. The Eucharist comes to us through the priest. If there are no priests, there's no Eucharist. It's as simple as that. So we need to pray for vocations. So today we're looking at Book 4, Chapter 5. Book 4, Chapter 5 in the Imitation of Christ. Chapter 5's title is The Dignity of the Sacrament and the Priestly State. The dignity of the sacrament. That's the sacrament of the Eucharist and the priestly state. And the Lord speaks. He says, If thou hadst the purity of an angel and the sanctity of St. John the Baptist, the purity of an angel and the sanctity of John the Baptist, thou wouldst not be worthy to receive or handle the sacrament. In other words, even though the angels and the saints, as holy as they are, they're not worthy to handle the Blessed Sacrament. Why? Because the Blessed Sacrament, the Eucharist, is God Himself, Jesus Christ, body, blood, soul, and divinity. So nobody is worthy to handle the sacrament. This goes to show you how humble God is and how much He loves us, that even though we're not worthy, He makes us worthy by His blood. Isn't that amazing, though? This gift of the Eucharist and the sacrament of the priesthood, He gives it to us as an act of His mercy. No one is worthy, and let's face it, even on my best day, I can be a very poor representative. Even on my best day, I can be a poor representative. And yet the Lord Jesus Christ calls us. He chooses the weak and makes them strong. We have to always remember that. Priests always have to remember that God chooses the weak and makes them strong. It's not that we're better than anyone else, but that for some reason, according to God's divine and loving providence, He chooses us, the weak, and makes us strong to be His representatives. We got to pray for our priests. He goes on, For this is not due to any merits of men, that a man should consecrate and handle the sacrament of Christ and receive for his food the bread of angels. Great is this mystery, and great the dignity of priests, to whom that is given which is not granted to angels. Okay, so not even angels can consecrate the host, right? But the priest can. This is not to exalt the priest. This is to say this is how the Eucharist comes to us, and it's to we're being reminded here that the priest must be a man of humility, who has been entrusted with much. And as a result of this much, right, as a result of all this, it goes on to say that the priest should live his life without reproof, that he should embrace a life of discipline, that he should be adorned with the virtues, that he should give a good example of what it means to live a holy life, a good life to others. So to those who have been given much, much is expected. So priests are called to embody Christ. Now, there are many people that are holier than priests that are not priests. So this is not about that priests are holier than anyone else, or that priests are better than anyone else. What he's getting at, though, is that because of who the priest represents, and it's Jesus, his life cannot be a scandal. His life cannot be something that makes people say, well, I don't, that makes people say, well, I don't have to live out passionately my faith, that I can lower the bar, because if I see a priest living a life of mediocrity, then I can live a life of mediocrity, right? That the priest can be a scandal if his actions are not holy, if the way he's carrying himself out is not holy and pointing to Christ, he can be a source of scandal, right? So those who have been trusted with much, much is expected, and so we're called to be saints, we're called to be on fire, and if we're on fire, oh my gosh, how much more will those whom we serve be on fire with the love of Jesus Christ? And I finish. When a priest celebrates, he honors God. He rejoices the angels. He edifies the church. He helps the living. He obtains rest for the dead. And he makes himself partaker of all that is good. So the priest is ordained to celebrate the sacrament of the Eucharist, right? Priests celebrate the sacrifice of the Mass. Priests are ordained for sacrifice as well as to represent Christ and to be of service to God's holy people, to shepherd and guide them and teach them. But first and foremost, he is ordained to preach the word, and he's ordained to celebrate the sacraments. And when he does so, he gives glory and honor to God. May his life be a profound living gospel for all to see, so that people may come to know the love that called him to the priesthood and embrace it themselves and seek to do all things for the glory and honor of Jesus Christ. God bless you. Happy Founders Day.